It's my phone number.
All right, folks, we are live and ready to go. We're playing the final set of the round of 16, and if I can get to the right screen for you, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. This is the closest match of the entire event so far. It's three imps. We're looking at a table with David Berkowitz and Steve Garner sitting in the north-south chairs, with Josh Don and Artie in the east-west chairs. And we're starting with a club double pass a heart. And take it from there, gentlemen. Welcome, Michael Schuster and Sartaj Hans. Thank you for joining, gentlemen. What's going on? You ready for some good bridge?
Hi, Rob. Thanks for having us here. Ready for some good bridge? I don't know.
Hopefully,
Is
some
there such
exciting
a
Yeah,
bridge.
thing?
I'll bet. It's a very close match. Um,
Yesterday, I on the commentary, I heard one of the funniest things I have heard in bridge for a long time, which is the prospective title of Bob Hammond's new book, which is "I Am Bad, You're Worse."
Yes.
Uh, I think that's more like what bridge really is, rather than good bridge. But here we are. North's playing one no Trump.
Exactly.
What
And
do you,
and that
what do
was a
you guys
topic
think?
of conversation earlier also, Sartaj, with the book is
Oh, was
getting
it?
well publicized throughout because of that broadcast. Exactly.
Yeah, I think that was a terrific title. I shared it with some friends of mine, and they just thought it was just the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
sort of like this is the perfect way to sort of start off the match for the players, where they just sort of a really subtle, a really sort of easy auction, and sort of a blah hand to get you settled in a little bit for what will be a really exciting set. I hope.
yeah, and also that we've talked about this earlier. These people are very familiar with themselves after 8 sets of bridge, but there's no better way than to get to know new opponents than to play one no trump on the first board of the match against them. So this is a spot where
It's worth noticing a nice play that Steve Garner made. On the hard lead, he played the king from dummy rather than the more natural low, winning the ace in hand. The reason he did that is that his intention was to play the ace of clubs next. And in case the clubs were 4-0, he could now play the 10 of clubs and retain the heart eighth as an entry to take a deep club finesse. Whereas if you run the heart round to the ace, the natural play in clubs is to play club to the ace, and now suddenly you burnt your entry to take the deep finesse. So that was a
got it. Interesting.
thoughtful play, which didn't quite get rewarded here, but it was a good play nonetheless.
So what what happens a lot of the time is that expert players will make these subtle plays to give themselves very minor extra chances, and they go completely unnoticed because the situation where they gain a trick is very low frequency. So they
Right.
play well, and the other good players can recognize the good play, but as you're watching it, you don't really even notice that anything's happened.
You know where it gets noticed though? It gets noticed in the long term scoreboard. Like the best players are getting those best results because those they get to do that thousands of times for that little extra and long term
Yeah,
success.
while I agree with that, I feel like in bridge I also agree with the Michael sentiment. It's very hard to appreciate things that don't work. The hand is just staring you in the face. I saw the heart king, and my first instinct was, what was that all about? You know, um,
Yeah.
the hand is staring you in the face, and it's very hard to be objective in bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with the points both of you are making.
Meanwhile, I was just getting settled in. I didn't even see the play. So the other room 2-0 down two. So this was completed in the other room.
Yep.
So nice to stay low to the ground, especially if you're not going to take enough tricks. So what's
So
happening?
it looks like this is just going to make, right? Four clubs, two hearts, and one slow trick in either spades or diamonds.
We're supposed to have three tricks in. They have two clubs and a heart right in, and now they have the queen of diamonds. Defense couldn't stop it. Defense could take their ace of spades, and that's it. that.
Yeah, at the other table,
And
it went a club, a diamond, a no trump past 2-no. Interesting.
Right. What do you guys think of that one diamond overcall versus the takeout double on the 4-3-5-1 shape?
I would tend to double more often with that hand. What do you guys? What do you think, Michael?
we're looking at the auction on board 46
The
in the other.
previous board, correct? Is that what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Hartosh?
Yeah.
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 Let me take a look at
I,
exactly what happened.
I can take you. I can take you right there. Actually, take a peek. This one right here. What's your pleasure, Sartosh? You asked the question. You like bidding a diamond, or you like doubling, or?
Well, let's wait for Michael's response.
I like it.
I'm
If you ask the question, you
100%
get to wait.
double. 100% I double there. I've got 3 suits, shortness in theirs.
All right, so 2 doubles for
I
you.
like double myself, but I don't really like passing out one no trump. I would have a second go if I
I see. Yeah,
with two diamonds now. It's nil. Well,
I agree with
what's the
that.
worst that'll happen? You
Understood.
just can't really pass out.
The opponents aren't really showing a whole lot of initiative. It's not like they're going to double you up for a number. One no trump is probably going to make because partner's not going to know to lead a diamond. So I think in this case you have to take another call.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to the action, and here we go, gentlemen.
All right,
Pass 2-no. Sorry, 3 passes, 2-no, 3 clubs. Not alerted as anything, so it looks like regular Stamen. They self-alert.
Regular Stamen is very popular actually amongst
over 2-no.
Experts over 2-no because you lose smollen if you play any form of puppet, and I find like a lot of the puppet auctions they get contorted. I'd like to be able to have this auction here where partner bids 3 hearts, I can bid 3 spades and say, hey, hearts are trump. How do you feel about your hand for slam? I don't like that promise because of shortness. I do like it agreeing hearts. And you don't get to have that auction if you're playing any sort of puppet. So, well, I mean, I guess if 3 hearts showed 5, then 3 spades presumably is still agreeing hearts. But
I think if you play puppet, you have to supplement it with a lot of extra system to be able to show the other things that you lose in those spots. Yeah. Sorry, Sartaj, you were going to say something, bud?
Yeah, I was just going to point out for our audience, in case they were not aware, that it's a common arrangement is for 3 spades to be a raise of an artificial bid, agreeing hearts.
Yeah, slam, or looking for slam invitational at least, and agreeing that we're playing hearts.
Right. And and they're either having a mix-up where 4 spades, or 4 spades is key card for hearts. Is that what it's alerted as? Is that what the...
Let's find out.
Mouse over it, but I guarantee you it is.
There it is, key card.
It's key card.
You can't blame him, right? Look at his just primed out hand. Ace king tight, ace king 10 fifth.
Well, for a 2-no trump opening bid, I mean, it's highly unusual because for a 20 to 21 high card point 2-no trump, this one actually has 20 to 21 high card points. Whereas the most common point count for a 20 to 21 was 19.
Yeah, modern bridge for you. So thank you all for joining. First of all, YouTube, Twitch, we're on both. Say hello. And yeah, thank you for the comments that are already there, folks. We're bringing you. This is the most exciting set you're watching right here.
So
this is actually
6 hearts. There's a little tricky element in 6 hearts. On surface, you have 12 top tricks. You have 5 spades, 3 hearts, 2 diamonds, and 2 clubs. But on a diamond lead, you need to time the play quite carefully. You need to unblock the spades in time.
Because you might have entry problems later.
Right. But on a club lead, you have more time. I think you just win, you draw some trumps, and you have enough time to unblock.
It's funny, you actually have a roughing finesse also in clubs.
And it turns out that this would be an easier hand in 6-no trump. But both East and West are suit-oriented, so they were just never going to arrive.
Yeah, just because you have 12 rippers most of the time and an easier double stopped everywhere. Speed up the broadcast. Last set, I have to tell you, gentlemen, was very, very slow. There were 2 tables that were kind of grinding to a halt. So we'll see sometimes a little bit of a delay, but here we're getting a little speed up, which is nice. Drawing trump. gonna get the bad news, but it's not terrible news, as it turns out. Other table
Yeah,
currently playing. Sorry, they're on the next board. So other table was in 6 hearts down 1. Excuse me.
But they were in six hearts down one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having trouble seeing the result. It's like not.
If you look at the screen, there's the result from the other table right there to the left. Other room.
Okay, I'm trying to watch the other table, and it's in another window, and it's
Sometimes you might have to refresh the love bridge. It might just kind of stay on a hand if it's been in like a tab that's hidden. I've noticed that a bit. But I have to tell you, broadcasting with love bridge is quite an experience because.
guys, I think we just saw a very nice play by J Don.
Talk to me, Sartash.
His idea of roughing a club and leading a heart up was if spades were 5-1, he was just going to make this slam. Whereas if you played a third round of trumps, the defense would have played presumably a fourth round of trumps, and now you would need to rely on either spades 5-1, spades 4-2, or need an extra trick from the club suit. So by roughing a club with the king of hearts and leading a heart up, he has played a very nice technical line.
He took out a piece of insurance, kind of, in this spot.
You're right. Yeah.
With this, with 6 hearts going off in the other room. I'm not sure exactly how the play went, but
it's massive. And
the
now
other
Bailey
spade, and there was no question of missing.
Is it possible it was a diamond lead, and then that's be very curious to see what happened in the other room.
Why don't we take a look? In fact, there we are, 6 hearts down 1 right here.
Diamond lead.
And let's see what happened, guys. Diamond lead.
Yeah.
And this is what you were talking about. Diamond lead makes it a little more of a.
After 2 rounds of hearts, you need to unblock the spades.
So
North did really well to duck both the first and second round of hearts.
So here we go. Then. Unblocking spades.
Oh no, that's not enough because the second club is getting roughed.
Huh.
When he plays the 10 of hearts, now what is?
Ace of hearts.
He just
club.
plays a club, and you can't enjoy the second club winner. So right,
and he has to do it now because this is his last chance to excel at that side of the table, and he has to try to get rid of the 5 of diamonds. There you go.
Well, that's a very reasonable lineup. There obviously are other more successful lines of play, as
wow,
Jadon showed, but this is a very reasonable line.
And Jadon did get a different lead against his contract as well, right? He didn't get that diamond lead.
So 3 passes, that's a rarity nowadays.
Let's think about it. Is there a better line for Finn that guarantees his contract after he discovers hearts of 4-1? He wins the diamond lead. Take 2 rounds of hearts.
Can he unblock spades at that point?
I think it's just kind of tangled. What was it? I mean,
it's the duck of the heart that makes it.
I haven't done a deep dive into it, but
I tell you what, we can go. In fact, while we're looking at this hand, I'm going to look at the frequency of results on that board and see kind of what we're dealing with, because we might see a duplicate of 6 hearts down.
Berkowitz has a nice 17 count here. It's 4-3-3 without spots, but it's 17, so it's always nice. And Garner has a hand that has potential source of tricks, but it's the straight flush and diamonds is 10 high, so it's not really as optimistic as a suit that had more high card stuff in it. But it's imps. I think often with 9 you're just going to force game, and that's what he's done, since he can show most of the pattern. With 3 spades, he can get the strain right at the expense of maybe getting too high once in a while. So 3 spades is going to show 1 spade, 3 hearts, and 5-4 either way in the minors. And so,
I think there was a better line. Back to the other hand. Sorry, please tell me if I missed it. Would you mind bringing it up?
Not at all. Here we go. You want to look at the down at the other table, correct? Right here?
Yeah, it's a very unintuitive play, but after 2 rounds of hearts, so diamond lead king, that's natural. 2 rounds of hearts are natural.
Yep.
And now ace king of spades is totally natural.
Yep. Which is exactly what he did, right? Yeah, there you go.
But I suspect at this stage, if you cross to the diamond ace and start playing, cash the ace of clubs, perhaps, just cross to the diamond ace and start playing spades. And you can guard to 6-1 clubs.
And
Just
now,
click on double dummy solver. And maybe
yeah, there you go.
yeah. So the winning play is to cross
Yeah,
to a diamond.
and you'll notice
and
just because the ace of clubs is there, that's not what's happening.
yeah,
Right? So,
whereas this play costs only if clubs are 6-1, and they were. But there was a better approach, which was more or less
it's safer actually that way too.
safer, unless the
has,
diamond gets roughed, but that's very remote. So
right.
that was
Interesting. Good catch.
yeah. We were talking earlier about expert plays that hardly ever matter.
Right,
Here
exactly.
we have one.
It's good to see something come up where good, proper, or like perfect technique would have been rewarded.
So on opening lead here, Artie has heard his left-hand opponent show 1-3 in the majors and both minors, and his right-hand opponent say, "I want to play 3-0 trump anyways," and has to select a lead. I like the heart lead here because it feels like when they show a singleton spade, one person shows a singleton spade, and the other one says 3-0 trump, they're often really stacked in the suit opposite the shortness, and it's sometimes better to look elsewhere for the attack. And sometimes they're just kind of jammed and nothing's good, so they bid 3-0 trump on sort of an inadequate stopper. But most of the time, it looks more like this, where it's ace queen jack, as if they had something else they might want to do with. There's always something else they might do if their spades weren't. So I think it's an interesting lead problem there.
I think you make a good point there. Ducking the 10 of hearts.
And Brookwood
is a strange play.
Must have just decided the heart lead was unlikely to be from the king and decided to not waste dummy's queen. But that could be expanded. Well, Artie's continued to say Artie's not going to duck the queen a second time.
Okay. Fool me once.
It was good if he was really convinced the heart lead wasn't from the king. But
I think okay, maybe it wasn't a strange play. It was probably the good play, unless the defense found.
The defense
but on a hard
with if they actually attack diamond switch in a second round of hearts would make declarer sad about that line of play. But but
that's never really going to happen. I mean, they are going to either play a spade, which you're happy about, or they're going to play a club if they don't continue hearts. So it was a nice play again. It was again a play that at first glance looked strange, but there was more to it than we saw. And now on a heart return, if declarer goes for diamonds again, the defense have 3 hearts and 2 diamonds. So on a heart return, his choices are to play east to have the ace king of diamonds, in which case he can continue a diamond. And I suppose he has no play if west has the ace of diamonds. Oh, east to switch to spade.
Interesting. Okay. Now
that would have. I suppose if partner has the ace of hearts and the ace of diamonds, then it doesn't matter. They're going to get it. They're going to be able to win the ace of diamonds and cash their hearts.
But he clearly wants to get the diamonds established before anything else bad happens. Sartaj.
Yeah, I think Jay Don will himself be the first to accept that play was a mistake.
Yeah.
They're popped 8 of spades, so I think it's going to break even.
Partner led a heart, declared a ducked a heart. And if declarer was wide open in spades, people like that tend not to duck tricks in a suit in which they potentially have 2 stoppers. Say J-Don is playing partner to have strong spades without even discussing high cards and the exact hand. As a general theme, partner leads a heart, declarer ducks a heart. That usually means the declarer is not worried about spades.
It's kind of a spread for J-Don, right? Because Artie's guaranteed to have the ace of diamonds, because otherwise it would have been ridiculous for declarer with the ace and jack of diamonds to duck the king. And partner surely has a high heart. Otherwise, declare would never have ducked the first heart in both hands. So partner could have at most 2 more high card points. If declare has 15, I suppose if declare 14 and third, fourth seat, but
look, I agree. I think the play was just a mistake. But it is the last set of a close match. You played for 2 days, and nerves and tension come into play. And
Josh, I'm not going to say that Josh is super likely to have a nerve attack. Josh is
solid.
Josh is look, Josh is a very fine player, but I think it's hard for pretty much anyone to play in the last set. Doesn't matter whether you're Josh Don or Jeff Mextroth or it's difficult. The last set, there's this. I personally find there's this extra tension because the result is just so close to you. Everyone.
Well, and this event's so meaningful for everybody too. We talked and honestly, this version of it is the most unforgiving because usually we're looking for 2 teams, and here we're looking for 1. There's no losers bracket. You're up 6. Yeah. Can you hold on, Bailey, or can you come back, Robinson? And Sartaj in the chat. Love listening to Sartaj. He is a legend in this part of the world. So love from your part of the world. More people waking up early in the morning to watch bridge.
Thanks. I just happen to know a lot of the people quite well who are playing in this match as well on both sides of the team. Ishmael Del Monte, who's on the Robinson team, he's from Australia originally, and
I thought he was from. Someone said he was from New Zealand originally, actually, and then lived in Australia.
He's from New Zealand. Yeah. I mean, I've played bridge with him. We've been teammates. We've hung out a lot. And then I also know Jay Don, and I know.
By some Australians that when Ish moved from New Zealand to Australia, he raised the average IQ points of the bridge players in both countries at the same time. But I don't think that person liked him who told me that joke.
Clearly didn't like Australians either. That's not very nice. We don't.
So that's a very aggressive double by Artie. Artie's also a friend of mine.
Flatty hand, right?
Just really going for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think 2 hearts.
It's possible that again she might be a bit impacted by the previous result. It can happen.
2 hearts is just probably a good spade raise here, constructive. There you go.
Opposite a partner who likes to open the bidding, the south hand really isn't game positive. So opening in your really chunky 4-card major and 4 3 hands, by the way, this is a secret I'm going to let our viewers in on. 4-3 fits, you want to be 4 3 with the 4-card suit. That way, when your partner has raised you on some 4-4-3-2 hand, it doesn't matter where their doubleton is, it's going to be useful. So 4 3 is the best shape to try to play a 4-3 fit. Weirdly enough, because normally you would think 4 3 is a no trump shape, but usually when you belong, and there are other 4-3 cases where you have a large fit on the side, but when it's a part score battle, and you're just trying to make 2 spades on a 4-3 fit, then being 4 3 is pretty good. But I mean, he just wants to get the suit in, the lead in, get over 1 heart. 1 spade has a lot going for it. Especially if you have ways of raising spades in competition that doesn't get you to the 3 level.
Yes, I agree. I also like Jay Don's plan, which was when 1 spade doubled 2 hearts, showing a good spade raise, and he doubled, presumably showing 4 hearts. And then he came back in with 3 diamonds. He was catering to the possibility.
Let's talk about West's double of 1 spade for a second, because we're talking about the 4-card spade opening bid. There's something else in the room that worth looking at.
We were discussing that. It's just a very, very aggressive choice by the West player going for it. And it's,
that's like a horror show double.
It's not going to turn out amazingly well for them, and we're at the right table. They're going to be slowing the play down, I believe, after a moment. The other table is actually the other table's 3 boards ahead of this table, so we're in the right spot.
Yeah, Finn, Aaron, Ish, and Owen all at the same table.
We watched.
Our notes were being slow.
Yeah, Finn and Ish are definitely lightning fast, and Yeah, Owen is. Oh, I don't know Aaron too well, but Owen is.
Aaron's fast.
Wild fast.
I'm not sure about Owen's speed as
Well,
well,
Ish
but
can be very slow though. Ish can be very fast, but he's got this amazing
yeah,
ability to.
he can't. Ish can slow down a little bit. Finn doesn't really have a. Finn only has fast as a speed setting.
As long as it's fast and good, it's good.
It's well, I mean, it's generally good. It was like fast and just like a tiny bit sloppy in the slam, and that was the expensive tiny bit sloppy. So maybe if he slowed down like and played it like Sartaj, the match would be the other way right now.
Yeah,
I didn't spot that line right away either, so it took some looking to find it.
All right.
So
yeah, it feels very natural.
I mean,
Just
like
cash the ace
Taylor's
in
just looks
spades
like
and
he's
draw
trying
the
to
last.
scramble whatever tricks he can
play.
take, which isn't going to be many. It looks like not many. How many tricks is Taylor taking? Not a lot. He's going to get the king of hearts and a trump in this position. That may be it.
We still have a few boards
But,
to go.
one
but
of the
we are
things
clearly
about the
at right
vulnerability.
Sorry, Sartaj, go right ahead, buddy.
Saying one of the things about the vulnerability is when no one is vulnerable, it's a very forgiving wall. I mean, here declarer might go 4 or 5 off. But what have you really lost? You've lost 200 against 120. We lose 2. As long as you don't get doubled, the vulnerability is very, very forgiving. So it was a good time to have a.
Well, that's why. I mean, that's good for everybody out there learning the game. When you're not vulnerable, you can be more aggressive, expect a wider range of hands, and get in there with a wider range of hands, as you should.
Yeah, and especially when no one is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because when the opponents are vulnerable, sometimes by bidding too much, you are foregoing a score like plus 200 or 300, or even 100. Whereas when no one's maybe you're foregoing 50 or 100, and
Right.
you're probably going to make a decent score yourself.
Sort of
Here, the defense, he has done well. The 8 of clubs is high in dummy, and if he picks the hearts,
well, so South needs to win the ace of hearts and play one back. Actually, ace of spades and play a heart back to avoid that club 8 from scoring. It's clear here to always do that. There are some cases where, with the jack and dummy, you need to know whether partner has a higher honor when they lead the 10. So some players, when they're leading through the closed hand like that, will actually use coded jacks and 10s and 9s so that a 10 shows either your highest or it shows the jack and a higher one.
Well, we're 4 points now. 4 imps between these two teams. They have played, what is it, 80 boards. This will be their 80th board at this point. Is that right?
Yet another no trump opener.
That's definitely
this one
much
might go
different than
one
the
no
last
trump,
set.
all pass.
Right?
I mean, that would be my choice of auctions.
Especially being vulnerable with the north hand's not going to want to hop on in there.
I'd have to have, in order to want to balance with the north hand, I'd have to have a bid that specifically showed clubs in a major. And even then, I'd be pretty hesitant to use it.
Yeah. And there we go. And at the other room, playing the same
and
contract.
a diamond lead. And all right, let's play this game. How many tricks is declarer going to make?
3, 6, 7 off the top.
I guess it comes down to when South gets on play, whether they find the heart switch.
8's possible if they,
or whether the defense blows spade trick.
If they hook up a spade here.
I think declarer is just going to bang out the diamonds, and that sets up 2 diamonds to go with 2 spades. Declare can't attack spades himself. He doesn't want to attack hearts himself, so it feels like declare is actually
what's David going to lead on this when he wins his diamond here? Is he just going to exit a diamond, or is he going to try to...
North's got to pitch things.
There you go. There's the 2 of clubs here.
That may tempt Josh into actually cashing 3 clubs, knowing the ones have been pitched. But it does kind of feel like maybe an idle 5th. Someone wants to explain what that is to the listeners so that you're not just hearing me talk.
Here's the... What's he going to pitch now? There goes another club. Okay.
Well, now he can't.
I think what Michael was referring to. is that often the first discard that the defenders make fairly comfortably tends to be suggestive of a five-card suit, because it's very unusual for someone holding in defense a five-card suit and the fifth card being relevant from a trick-taking point of view. So that club discard is suggestive of five clubs more.
Yeah. I don't think he really knows he can pitch another club safely here and not have a problem.
The order that South has played their diamonds in should be giving some sort of suit preference to North, but South actually has equal enthusiasm, maybe slightly more enthusiasm for hearts than spades, given that there's a queen behind his king.
Sure, and there's three small and dummy with queen 9-8 in his hand. There he goes. Nice.
South doesn't really feel like he needs to give an overwhelming signal for one suit or the other, I would think.
So now it's probably going to go club, 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 and then does he want to just exit a spade and see what happens here?
Depends what happens on the third round of clubs, but he's I think he's going to be in a position where he's safe to play a spade, but the defenders aren't going to have anything to do other than knock out the heart while they still have a spade entry. He's laying a spade now. That's kind of interesting.
So the crowd is building online, and I would guess that the closer we get to the end, the bigger crowd we're going to see, because this match is definitely super close, and it is still by far, guys, the closest match we're looking at. We're not missing any action anywhere else. If we are, I will let you know.
And with the match this close with so few boards to play, they are not just throwing it in when any trick is in doubt.
Yep.
These guys do not want to go into extra boards when they could have won the match in regulation by taking one more trick in a part school.
You guys also have had the experience of when you're tired, it's probably smart to take more time than you usually do, right? Just to kind of,
Preparing yourself for a segment like this is actually a bit of a challenge mentally, to make sure that you are prepared to focus for the amount of time you're going to be at the table, which is not insignificant for these 15 boards at this pace of play, and to not drift off.
Well, and let's also be fair that this is the way they're playing bridge in this event and in a lot of these events with just tablets is a newish experience for all of them. Right? Every player is kind of going through a discovery of how is this affecting me in a good or a bad way, I'm sure. So
more for some of them than others, because a lot of these players have been the USBF team trials the last 2 years, which were both played on tablets.
Right. So
but not all of them.
The more experience you have, the easier it is to adjust, for sure.
South would like to make a takeout double here of one diamond, but it's just going to bid one heart instead.
That's what some of my students would do. The first time you learn doubles, you want to double everything, and it's great. That is the right shape. We love it.
I remember when I learned bridge, we just learned the rules from a book, and one of the things we would do is that four of us was college students, and one of us would double, and his partner was so enthusiastic about it, he would redouble.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I was like, yep,
definitely
my partner is doubling and I have this ace king. Yep, yeah. I will redouble.
So a lot of the time you open one of these like 6-3-3-1 hands in sort of a minimalish range with 3-card support from the major partner, but want to raise the major. But here with the diamonds chunky and the hearts bad, and I agree with also Garner's 2-diamond rebid. And part of when you have a suit that we call it 100 honors from back in the rubber bridge days, where you have 4 of the top 5 honors, and especially including the ace, those suits tend to play like they're 1 card longer than they really are.
Yeah.
The diamonds are going to play like a 7-card suit. His diamond's completely adequate trump suit, opposite partner singleton, whereas your 3-card heart suit might not be, without, we can see that the hearts were actually 3-3, but if we couldn't see that, we would think that the hearts might not be an adequate trump suit, even opposite partners ace king 10 small. So I really like the 2-diamond rebid. I think some people, I don't think a lot of experts would bid 2 hearts, but I think there are a lot of people who would fall into the trap of raising hearts there incorrectly.
And just a question from the chat. What happens if the match is tied after all the boards have been played? Is it a 4-board playoff or something like that? Or is it a whole nother set maybe? Maybe it's a whole nother segment, I think.
I'm guessing it's 8 boards, possibly 7.
I know the WBF conditions of contest backwards and forwards, but I have no clue what the conditions of contest here. But they do play another set. So if we did see a tie, we would have another set kind of going into overtime.
I'm trying to think, like in a spin gold match back in the day when they were 64 boards, the playoffs were 8 boards, which was like half of a segment. Now here we have the set. There are twice as many boards in play, except they're 15 board sets instead of 16 board sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to look up the conditions contest.
Jan would
I don't
know.
think players want to play a 15 board segment. They're going to play like badly the next day, whoever wins.
Yeah.
All right, Declare is also just trying to get the kids off the street right now, trying to sneak a second round of diamond trumps by with the 8 there.
Yeah, the king was going to duck it.
Which is why Declare went up with the ace of diamonds. It was only diamond hole he's giving up on his double and king on side, but popping the ace. He's willing to lose a diamond and 3 spades and a heart because he's still taking 8 tricks. Can't afford as a rough.
All right, so in the chat we have the solution. It says it's either 6 or 8 boards, but when there is a round robin, there are automatic tie breaks, and this event did not contain a round robin, so it would certainly go to some sort of playoff. And we had Nickel just arrived today. Basically, they had the luxury of an automatic berth in the quarterfinals. So these teams are fighting for the last 7 slots, and we'll do it all again tomorrow.
I think Declare is going to exit a heart here without taking any more diamonds.
And how is the automatic berth or lack thereof evaluated?
I think it's seeding points combined with recent results.
Right.
On top of that, so they kind of seed the teams that way, and because of the number, that's just kind of how it worked out, I suppose. And I guess that you would probably agree with Nickel getting the number 1 seed with that the way that team stacked up and their history.
I mean, if Sartaj and I had entered the event together, I think we should have gotten the 1 seed. But
I would have done. You know what? If I can be the non-playing captain when you get to the World Championships, I'm in. Let's go.
Got it.
The Nickel team's a very strong team, but I suspect the Fleischer team will have a bit of an edge on them. They would probably be my.
I can't talk without prejudice about the Fleischer team because those are all my friends.
Right.
I have to be a broadcaster and not say anything.
I'm friendly with a lot of them, and I played against a lot, including the Nickel. We played against both the teams recently. I think it would be fair to say they're the top 2 teams.
I agree. And honestly, Rosenthal is pretty strong as well.
Yeah, and you know what Nickel and Fleischer and Rosenthal all have in common? Is they have a sponsor who can really play strongly and hold their own.
Yeah.
The sponsors on all 3 of those teams can beat you.
Honestly, that's why Spectre was pretty good as well. I mean, they having a very good player as a sponsor is a huge win. And honestly, those teams contain some of my favorite people also. So it'll be very hard to have a. It's hard to root against or for anybody, you know.
So I wonder if Garner was planning on reversing into 2 hearts or rebidding 2 no trump when a diamond passes spade. It's kind of like an aceless hand. It feels very much like a strong no trump to me. So I find his choice of 1 diamond to be.
But don't you think it's a little too heavy for 1 no though?
You're missing the spots. You've got 2 kind of short kings. I feel like it's a max, but I don't feel like it's out of range strong. I could throw it into K&R. But I guess it's actually going to be just like around 16.
You're the second person that's referenced that as well. Something I'd never heard of until I started broadcasting this event.
Next, King, Queen,
what was this, Rob? I've never heard of this. The second.
It's the K. It's
K&R likes it.
K&R
says 17-7.
So it takes
the K&R.
It takes
right.
the point total of the hand. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I love it because I think it's a really nice way to get a little kind of gauge of how strong a hand might or might not be.
It was also used to be called 4Cs, which I caution, complex, computer count.
So can you tell me wait, where can the people in the chat find this? By the way, I want to type it into both because it is kind of an interesting way to say, hey, how strong is this
Sure.
hand really?
Let me give you a link that doesn't have the
Magic.
hand
You can throw it in the Zoom chat, and I'll just paste it into the chat.
I will do so right now.
There it is, magic.
I think it was Jeff Goldsmith, wasn't it? Oh, yeah, there
That's
he is.
exactly what you got there. Yeah.
Jeff Goldsmith has a great bridge website with a lot of interesting resources.
And it's
Or at
going
least he used
into
to.
the chat on both YouTube and Twitch, so check that out.
So Jeff was my best friend and regular partner for many years.
Right.
Sadly passed away a few years ago now, but contributed a lot to Bridge. He was young. He really. It was very sad. I was devastated when he passed away.
Oh, that's really sad. I didn't know that.
Well,
I learned a lot from him, from his website. He had this thing called Jeff's Imperious Rules of Bridge.
The Bridge, yes.
And
funny.
that included
such a hilarious
reference.
thing. I make all my juniors read that I mentor read that.
Right.
This is
I actually have a new series
shell.
that I'm running called The Rules of Bridge, basically, which is just kind of these short things about things you should know. It's very funny. Okay, here we go. One spade opener, which a lot of people may think about upgrading to a no trump, but that spade suit is pretty ugly. And now it's going to go probably some sort of invitational sequence here with the South cards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the feeling that maybe Garner and Berkowitz are sort of solid citizens on their opening bid, but I'm not entirely sure. It wouldn't shock me with this fitting ace queen of spades that Burke just decides his hand's a game force.
Right, and especially in the scoring format, rewarding vulnerable games and things at this level.
I think we're going to see a spade past two clubs.
Yeah, I've seen worse hands game force in this event already, but okay.
Oh, no. All right.
-1 for Michael
Over all my predictions. Let's see if I can continue that the entire set.
Very nice. Yeah, in the chat, that's check that website out. Highly recommended, and I will keep kind of posting that. I'll pin that to the top actually. And
when I met Jeff, he was a graduate student at Caltech and was teaching at the Bridge Club there. And I was an undergrad at UCLA, and I wanted to start a Bridge Club, and we met at the local Bridge Week regionals. And,
well,
so struck up a friendship.
I'm a fan of anybody that ever ran or contributed to a bridge club. I grew up in a bridge club, and then I lived at a bridge club in New York for 10 years. What's that?
The Barrington, obviously, would be the bridge club where you would grow up in.
I wish no, just a tiny bridge club in Syracuse, New York. The 3-table howl was our staple.
So North has 2 clubs, and we'll see if they use some sort of like version of bar or anything. Where South would like to South has a complicated hand to try to describe, having started with 1 trump, because he's got a very good hand for spades. The ace queen of spades is better than 3 small in almost all cases. But he also has king 10 fourth of clubs and a hand that he's judged to be only invitational. And even if you use some sort of artificial 2-diamond bid here, I wouldn't be exactly sure which message I would want to send afterwards.
Right. I mean, you definitely have a very strong invite now that you've started with 1 no trump. So
yeah, no, well, now the partner rebid 2 clubs. I mean, I'd be tempted just with partner rebidding 2 clubs and not 2 diamonds. Well, I mean, I don't know. Partner bid 2 diamonds. I guess I'm more into no trump, but I mean, there's something to be said for bidding 3 spades here and showing this is a limit raise in spades, figuring you'll be able to draw trumps, and if partner has a shortness in either hearts or diamonds, which they rate to, that's not good for no trump. And maybe the hand belongs in the 5-2 spade fit.
So just a confirmation from Al, 8-board tiebreak would be what would happen if there was a tie. So 8 boards would be what we would go to. And
Tell you this.
that would be exciting. I'm not rooting for it in any way, but to see playoffs like that, that's some serious pressure. Not just the last set, but oh crap, we're tied.
Burke has broken tempo here,
Oh, well.
and it's going to be clear that it was Berkowitz that did it.
So let's see what two hearts is. Good in clubs or bad in spades?
But he's choosing to show this as a good raise to 3 clubs, it looks like. He may be able to show that at 2-0 trump to sort of show a good balanced. But like let's say partner bids 2 spades, which I think they're just supposed to do unless they have a huge hand. Then he could bid 2-0 trump to show a balanced good raise to 3 clubs and 3 clubs to show.
I was just going to say, is West thinking, or is West actually going to double here? And there's the double.
Yeah, I think West has to double that since he's on lead against both spades. Partner's on lead against both clubs and spades, so you might as well help him out. I wouldn't be afraid of them suddenly deciding to play 2 hearts doubled. So.
Yeah. And don't forget, folks, if you're watching, if you cannot wait to see the ending, we're 30 minutes behind. You can see the live scores, usbf.org, with live results. Don't ruin the party for us, though. Don't come back and chat to us what's happening. We want to find out.
So this has afforded North a chance to pass. I'm not sure what that pass should show.
But they know what it shows is the important thing, right? David and Steve should kind of know what pass is in this situation, right, compared to other action.
A default rule that I use, I'm not sure if it should apply here, but if the opponents make a double of something that is below the level to which partners previous call it forced, so two hearts at forced to 2 spades, then pass shows a defensive minimum and bidding to the minimum level shows an offensively oriented minimum. And if they use a similar rule, then that would sort of comport well with the North hand, which is defensively oriented.
So the play here will be quite interesting. Presumably, West leads a heart, either the jack or a small heart, to 3-0 trump. And let's say declare you win the king.
Can we ask you to back up even further, Sartaj? What would be your choice here? Would you lead the 4 or the jack?
It's a bit random. I mean,
I don't think either opponent's going to have 4 hearts on this one. Well, I mean, maybe on your right.
If partner has something like queen, some partner has queen doubleton heart and hearts of 4-2, you need to lead a low heart. And if they have, king queen 9 or king 9x opposite queen x, so maybe, I don't know.
But can we see the alert of 2 now?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see if that shows a 4-card raise.
Yeah, 4 plus clubs, 11 to 12-ish.
I bet if he had been 3 clubs, though, it would have been more clubby.
Right, like longer clubs, you mean, and more shape.
That's no Trump oriented. Maybe if this is more than 4 clubs, it's a four clubs that wants to play no Trump.
Sartaj?
So the point I wanted to make, let's say a jack of hearts or a small heart, and declare wins the king. They play spade to the queen.
Here's the jack.
And now the natural line is to play ace of spades, club over, and drive the spade out, which is playing for hearts to be 4-4, trying to lose only 3 hearts and a spade. But given the double of 2 hearts, it suggests that hearts are 5-3.
You and now something to West.
Sorry, what's that?
Looks almost like you can do something to West. Like if you played take a spade finesse, don't cash the ace, and then play 4 rounds of clubs, West has to pitch something. And if he pitches a spade, you can play a
he's in trouble here.
Diamond up.
That's what I was coming to. Once he pitches a spade, he plays a spades low diamond, and West has to play king.
Yeah.
Which is a play you can find, but it's really play right out of a defensive textbook. It's a very hard play, but it's the right play because West can see that they're going to get end played as long as they know that partner has three hearts.
3-0 made from the north in the other room, and I'm wondering if they got there in some sort of easier way.
I'll tell you.
Probably went a spade past 2 clubs past 2 no.
It went 1-0, 3-0, north and south.
1-0-3. They opened a no. It must have been a.
Pretty
It must
normal.
be
Like
no trouble.
yeah, it's the 14 to 16 or possibly the upgrade to 15, but it wasn't alerted
Oh yeah,
as
it was
anything.
it was 14. Okay, yeah. So 14 with a 5-card major. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, 1-0, 3-0 was their auction, and
And you
that
can see how effective that is.
that produced the
You
diamond lead.
blew them out. Never got the hearts on the table. Much easier contract without a heart lead, right?
Yep.
Who I think Declarer is probably just going to play for Hearts 4-4. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
too
yeah. He's
obscure
gonna
to
try to.
play
He's
for
gonna try to make it right.
Hearts 5-3 and Clubs
Well,
3-3 and a missed defense.
this is another big swing to Bailey. They're second in 3 boards, right? Wasn't that long ago they won that swing when the slam made at one table.
Yeah, in fact, the scorecard reveals that the last well, it's been pretty flat for a bit, but then the only real big score was the 14. That was that slam swing, and the rest has kind of been nickel and dime stuff, basically.
Yeah, well, you want to get those like funny looking numbers. You want them in your column.
Absolutely. You don't mind, 14 pushes and a plus 15.
So this is like another 13
12.
imps or something, 12 imps.
So now the lead is 15, the biggest it's been since way back in the third set. Couple of boards coming up, 4 hearts making 6, and then the next board looks like it's a part score. So and this does look like a pretty normal
you want to be in
4
slam,
heart.
or a hand that you're necessarily going to make a slam.
Yeah, this looks like 4 hearts and sealed with a kiss here. Nothing much to do.
There's another point I want to make about the last hand. Could you bring it up just one second? Or maybe we'll do it once we're free. Once there's nothing going on, we'll bring it up. There was a.
Well, here this one doesn't look like it's going to be too much, right? They're just going to play 4 hearts or something. So let's take a look at that last hand.
Just bring up the last hand.
And we're talking 3-0 trump down here, right? Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
So as if you recall, the first run of hearts when Jack of Hearts, King, just looking at the heart suit, Jack of Hearts, King 7-3, and then when East got on play and they returned the 9 of Hearts.
Yep.
It seems natural just to play small by the south hand, but you know what's going to happen. A third hearts is going to come, and if hearts are 6-2, your play doesn't matter.
Yep.
So a play that creates a bit more potential for Declare is to cover the 9 of Hearts with the Queen.
And in so doing.
And now, so 9 of Hearts, Queen, Ace, 5, and now West needs to guess what partner's hearts are. Does partner have 4 hearts or 3?
Gotcha.
Because if partner started with 4 hearts, West has to now continue with a small heart, and that's the end of the heart suit for the defense.
Yeah, I think he knows from the auction that with South having volunteered to no trump, that South didn't do that on Queen and 1, and probably from the council trick 1.
So
also.
West would have to reason that, and West could also reason from the heart that was played at trick 1 and how partner would card from 9-8-7-6 rather than just 9-8-7. But I was just illustrating it as an example.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Sometimes covering an honor where it feels natural not to cover it can create situations that don't otherwise arise.
Understood.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Opponents can't guess wrong if you don't make them guess.
That's a good quote.
Yeah.
It's like the other side of the Gretzky thing where he says you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? You get 100% of the guesses right that you didn't have to guess.
Yeah, and here they are in that 4 heart contract that we expected.
They'll be able to make 12 tricks with the spade lead because that gives them time to establish the diamonds for a club pitch before the club ace is knocked out.
Yep.
Me just take a diamond finesse right away.
That'll be a chop. We have the other table has 4 boards left to play in their set, and we're a couple boards behind them. No clue as to what type of swings those boards will be, but if there's any swings in there, we expect this table to probably find them. So,
well, I'm seeing some shape at least on the East-West hands, but I haven't been looking at the results to see if they're how good they are. Well, Declare's playing a club himself, or is RD? I don't know RD if with the gender for RD.
Yeah, Ari, she's trying to just take a heart. She's trying to get the trumps going. She can see that as long as hearts are not 4-0, she's got 4 hearts, 3 diamonds, 7, a club 8, a spade 9, and then a rough and dummy 10. So
This may
she's
be
trying
an
to
back the other way since Declare played a club. Well, the defense may try to cash the king of spades. Maybe, I don't know. No, they'll when it go in a clubs the ace. I think North's going to put the king of clubs on the table when they win the king of diamonds.
Al's putting in a lot of information in the chat, but I think it's pretty useful for everybody in case you're wondering, especially all the what happens to these teams as they go to the World Championships or who gets chosen and why. This one's a one and done. One team.
right.
That's it.
All right. Has the other team already been decided from the US?
Just one team goes. This isn't the Bermuda Bowl is 2 for the U.S. and this the Olympiad is just one U.S. team basically.
Right.
Everybody else.
Right.
So that's just a slight bit more pressure for these teams because there is no lose because usually they just slide into a losers bracket and go for USA 2, but now it's okay.
Yeah.
Which is honestly exciting because as we were talking about earlier, Michael and Sartaj, there's 3 really solid. I mean, there's a lot of really amazing teams, but there's 3 kind of standout teams that I would look forward to watching play against anybody. So it will be exciting towards the end of the week.
Waits to be some very good bridge, and the teams that are going to win today are all going to be teams that are worth watching.
Absolutely.
So there's no. You tune in tomorrow for whatever teams are still in there. You're going to see some great bridge.
Yeah, and also you're going to see surprises likely in some matches here as you go forward because really that's how good the teams are. There's not a massive difference, especially the further you go, the tighter the difference comes between the quality of players. Here,
this has 20 count with a 6-card maker.
Yeah, and they were.
Oh, that reminds me of Jeff's imperious rules of bridge we referred to. And one of his rules was a 2-no trump opening is forcing on the holder of a 6-card suit.
And you said 2-no trump is holding.
It's forcing on the holder of a 6-card suit.
2-no trump. If partner opens 2-no trump and you hold a 6-card, let's say minor, you hold 10 6th club. Jeff's point was you should raise 3-no trump. The point being that either the suit runs and you'll make, or the suit doesn't run and you were going to go down in 2-no trumps. And
well, I think that rule, well, it may apply to 2-no trump openers, but I think the rule is just 2-no trump is forcing on the holder of a 6-card suit. And the situation that comes up more often is they open a heart and you overcall 2 diamonds and it goes past 2-no trump. And the point is if you were going to decline the invitation of 2-no trump, but you have 6 diamonds, you should decline with 3 diamonds, not pass.
Right.
Was how I think it.
Oh, that's what.
It's
no, but
another
I thought.
Of it.
Well, let's see if we can Google Jeff's imperious rules of bridge.
Well, let me tell you my rule. Here's my rule. If you open no trump with a 6-card major, you definitely bid 2 diamonds in response to Stamen. That's the one thing I do.
Here it is, Jeff's imperious rules of bridge. And the first one, the 8th one, be good to partner, try to keep him on your side. It's easy to convince him to join the enemy. Oh, this is let's put up a link in the chat because I think these are some great points.
It's so funny.
I put it in the
It's gonna give me inspiration for my series.
Yes, and let's look at the 2-no trump business.
And here it is for you YouTubers
Number
out there.
36 is not bridge related, but funny to be about that.
So
there's a story between when and double the Israeli. He had gone on a trip to Israel, and
his hand is too good for any action other than double. And is 3 clubs like some sort of lead direct with a fit? Is that what we're looking at here?
No, I think
could
2
be
hearts
lead
probably
with
hearts. A diamond could be lead. That's right.
Yeah. It's weird.
It shows diamonds.
Got it. Diamond could be lead with hearts.
Well, if three close passes out, this will not be a success for north-south vulnerable.
Well, he knows it's one or the other, right? In fact,
Yeah, yeah. So, what was the story about the Israeli Michael?
So he'd gone on a trip to Israel uh, to possibly hang out with the person who's now president of, Bryna. Might have been the same one, but he'd gone there and he was playing a lot of bridge. And at the end of it, he sent out a problem set for all the people to answer, and there were all these brutal problems, but the opponents kept giving you these high level decisions, and in all of them, it was right to just double them because the opponents were bidding way too much. And it was just the whole theme of his trip apparently was that they were just really, really overbidding. So whenever it seemed like you were playing with a pinochle deck, you should just double them. So that's on the rules of bridge, is when in doubt, double the Israeli, and based on true stories. I'm guessing Jeff would have told it better than me.
did I miss anything?
No.
Oh, Sartaj dropped off there. Did you kick Sartaj out? What happened? I left.
Boy, I must have been really boring.
Did he have a connection issue? He'll be back.
For what it's worth, I actually disagree with some of his Jeff Goldsmith's rules of bridge. Like, forcing bids are forcing. It might be right to pass it on this hand, but partner will punish you 10 times over on the next hands. I don't believe in punishing partner for passing a forcing bid. They just did what they thought was right.
I don't believe I'm punishing partner for anything because I don't like being punished anyway.
I think I'm with Kit on the whole forcing bid thing. Like, you may agree a bid is forcing, but partners should still look at their hand and do what they think is right. And you shouldn't get upset with them for if they turn out to be wrong.
Yeah. So this match has opened up a bit, and it looks like this may be another. Actually, this might go for Robinson, right?
See, the other table, three spades went off, and here he's just got to 4. That rates to go down 2 tricks. So this would be another swing to Bailey. East is in 4 spades. Oh, you're right. Yeah. This should be a swing to Robinson. They're not doubled, so just
not too much. Yeah. And let me just keep an eye on
other matches have not tightened up.
No, they've in fact
Simpson is pulled away. Juster is gained a small amount, so that the match is still the tightest match.
It's actually interesting. Everyone's playing the 8th set too. This is great.
Even Petrov down 200 plus.
Yeah.
You pay a lot of money to be there, and you're playing against some of the best players in the world.
That's a fun.
I would not be inclined to throw in the towel.
Yeah, that's a fun team to play against too. You have Grew, Moss, Bathurst, Hurd, and Fleischer.
Yeah, and you play the last set against those guys. You're actually they're gonna be really loose.
Yeah,
they'll be chatting. They'll be playing quick. You can learn a lot in a situation like that.
And they're all gentlemen really too, so it's actually it's a fun event.
The bridge is never more enjoyable than when you play against great players who are not taking it too seriously.
Yes, and who are just nice people in general. Like they're forgiving in so many ways, which has honestly taught me a lot. Just kind of being able to hang out with those guys and not just learn how to play the game nuts and bolts wise, but to kind of learn how to be a bridge player, if that makes sense.
I think 4 spades was a lot to bid here from East. I know it's 20 high card points, but hand did have kind of like a lot of holes in it too. I don't think it was a terrible bid, but it was a big bid.
It was aggressive for sure.
And he bought terrible.
He bought nothing. It's just he bought a wasted heart and a club suit he's never going to get to. Oh no, it's actually the club suit he could certainly get to, but he's not going to get to.
You're taking more tricks with clubs as Trump.
I know. In fact, he would lose a heart and a diamond, right?
Uh,
Is 5 clubs cold there?
I think it
So I
is.
think North is a bit worried that Declare has the singleton king of
Oh, I
hearts.
don't think we saw the first trick. That's probably why it's probably not cold.
Oh, right.
So
They're off two diamonds. They're off two diamonds and ace of
Yeah,
hearts.
yeah, yeah,
Ace king diamonds, ace of hearts.
exactly.
Six card suits are kind of the key to the city, in my opinion, which is why if a weekend has a chance to show a 6 card suit safely, they should do it.
Yeah. What are you guys? What are you guys doing tomorrow night? Same time?
I'll probably be doing this.
Would you Would you care to
I'm
make another
actually
day?
not available the next few days, Rob. I'm playing a bridge
Oh,
tournament.
that's
So
right, Sartaj. You did say that. And well, first of all, before I forget, because I sometimes do, thank you both for joining, and I definitely will look forward to doing this with you and or you doing it with other people throughout this event. And really appreciate the help and the analysis that you guys set forward.
no worries. So here, North's problem, you've got to see that partner switched the eight of hearts, and he knows that it's possible partner may have a heart fit for the three club bridge showing diamonds.
Right, and he hasn't gotten to
Well,
clarify
eight,
that.
Did
yeah,
three
and
clubs for
eight is
sure show
the
diamonds?
3 clubs showed either a fit or diamonds. There it is. It's either could be lead
Diamonds.
directing diamond with hearts.
I think if he'd psyched a lead director in clubs, then partner might think he has a club void with all those clubs showing dummy. Win the ace of hearts and give him a club rough unsuccessfully. But
Here,
although spades is trump, nothing could really go wrong for the defenders. In fact, North is stewing over this, and we can see that it doesn't matter.
right. But again, as we all know, when you're sitting there without all this information, it's definitely not straightforward.
yeah.
And he also knows that he hasn't had a good card up until this point in the set. He does not want to get this hand wrong with a red game at stake.
Right.
And he can see the ace of hearts is the second defensive trick, and the king of diamonds would be the third defensive trick, assuming it cashes.
And
You can't really be sure it's cashing.
correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen, but this would be a pretty good size upset, you would think, right? Bailey over Robinson as a result
Yeah, I would definitely. I think Robinson was were
would
a
be
highly
favorites,
regarded
right?
team, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Bailey was Josh Owen, Bill Bailey, Artie, and Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
I don't really know Artie or Bill Bailey well, so I can't speak intelligently about their game, and I didn't watch enough of their boards to evaluate. I know Owen, Josh, and Aaron, but if I was handicapping this, I mean, yeah, I mean, Mike Camel and
Berkowitz,
Steve Garner, Finn
Camel,
and Ish,
yeah, Finn and
Berkowitz.
Ish, an experience.
I,
Considering how young Finn is, it's funny to say quite an experienced partnership. They've played a lot of hands together.
and Camel can play with anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Camel has had fantastic results with a variety of partners over decades, and he still seems like he plays young. And I have a ton of respect for him. Very difficult opponent to play against. He does not give up random swings, and he has very, very good judgment.
I feel that way about a lot. Johnny Hurd strikes me as a player of that ilk. You know, can kind of sit
Right.
down with probably a lot of different partners and serve up a pretty good game and good partnership.
Hurd's a great player too. You know, it's like your bridge dream and nightmare at the same time to be like always playing against people like John Hurd and Mike Hamill,
Right.
because they're not giving you anything.
Right.
So
But
just
when
a
you
point
beat them, you
here.
earned it.
Yeah,
The
Sartaj.
what Steve Garner was playing for is this hard return, and in a situation where had he won the ace of hearts, and then he would have let the contract make if partner had a doubleton heart. So he was playing partner to have the 8 doubleton hearts and setting up 2 heart tricks to go with the trump and a diamond, assuming the second diamond gets ruffed.
Well, they sure have taken a long time before getting around to that king of diamonds, though.
There it is.
And they finally got it on the table just
Yeah.
in the nick of time, and Declare can't even claim yet because the clubs might not be coming
Right,
in.
right.
Although Declare right now should be asking, is the club queen dropping?
There it is.
Which is what happened. So when they claim in a position like this, they claimed with their screen main with a question.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how you know to claim with the tablets. And in fact, I found with the tablets, I was sometimes able to claim in positions I never would have been able to claim at the table, because what would happen is I'd be declaring,
Because it's an obvious end
and the
position
guy in the
with-
other room is in the tank, right? And I know the hand depends on who has some card. For the like, if I can just claim if someone that I'm going to have to lose a trick if this person doesn't have a card. Or I can open a dialogue with the person in my room. I can tell them my hand, and if it doesn't matter, they know it, and find out, take their partner out of their misery, and speed the game up. There are opportunities to be faster with the tablets if the players.
Well, it's just the act of sorting your hand, and that just takes off. You know, just like we talked, very very tiny stuff, but over a long haul, that's a lot of efficiency.
So we had a question earlier about a takeout double versus an overcall, where the shape was 4-3 in the majors with 5 diamonds. This time we're 5-4 in the majors with 3 diamonds.
Totally different.
And I would vote with David at overcalling 1 spade to make sure I get the major suit fit right, but I don't lose the 5-3 spade fit. And if partner has 3 spades and 4 hearts, it might not be bad to play the spades anyways. Well, forfeit doesn't like
It is kind of funny. That's partner is just double fitted over there, and they won't find hearts in this scenario.
And this is one of the cases where hearts actually is better, because if the opponents don't get diamonds on track fast enough, then you can, well, even if they do, because the heart king's on side, you could pitch a diamonds away onto the spades after drawing trumps if hearts is trump. But it doesn't do you any good with spades.
Which player is going to bid 3 spades here is the question, or otherwise.
Well, Burke may bid 3 hearts here.
I mean that would be interesting to find their spot.
No, I don't think he's going to bid 3.
Yeah, there it
he's
is.
going
There's
to
3
South will bid
spades,
3
yeah,
spades.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, North might continue on anyway with their just.
But if stuff had passed, North might have bid 3 hearts anyways himself, although that would probably show 5.
So wait,
They missed game here. This is another swing to Bailey.
Wow.
So yeah, thank you, Al. There's a reminder here. Steve Garner is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this summer. Berkowitz already a member, as we probably know, and Garner and Howie Weinstein were the first pair in North America that we know of that were playing transfer responses to club openers. Little bridge history for y'all out there.
So how good is game that they missed? I mean, it makes 5 with hearts with a heart king on side and 4 in spades, but it's a heart finesse into the opening bidder. And you can expect that in either hearts or spades, the defense is likely to go club to the ace and a diamond switch. And then both contracts require the heart finesse to be on side, and that's into the opening bidder. So I feel like the white game is a slight underdog with the heart finesse going into the wrong hand on proper defense. So even if you take into consideration they have to not try to cash a second club, it's probably slightly better to stay out of this non-vulnerable game. But that is not the way the cards are telling us. Well, now you'd rather be in the game than play second club.
That's a nice play by Josh Stone. I thought he was going to switch the 10 of diamonds to try and make a surround play, playing declarer to have ace jack small and partner to have king 8 fourth. But the reason he continues clubs is that if declarer has a singleton club, his most likely shape is 5-4-3-1 or 5-3-4-1. And either case, the diamond's not going anywhere. And the fact that partner hasn't made a negative double indicates declarer has 4 hearts. So that gives declarer's most likely shape 5-4-3-1 or 6-4-2-1. In either case, there's no rush to attack diamond. So that's...
and David sees this is just kind of trading tricks here, and he's not tapping his hand out.
I think if in a lot of 6-4-2-1s, Declare would have made a game try. They
That's well analyzed, Sartosh. Thank you. But that's why he's pitching diamonds there, just because it doesn't cost him anything, and if he roughs, he has some danger of kind of just getting tapped out at some point if he has to lose a trick. And now he's just gonna suck up 10 tricks and shake his head and hope he wish he was in game here.
So 170 and 450, another 7 imps to Bailey, who's actually opening up a rather
the lead's getting
meaningful lead
bigger.
now.
The board numbers are getting smaller. Not the right way to be going if you're Robinson.
But it is the right way to be going if you're backing Bailey. So
exactly. So
like I said, I have friends on both sides, so it's interesting. It's going to be fun.
I don't know that I have any Baileys in here.
So and here's the seating. Thank you so much. If I think I might know who you are. I'm Bodell Bridge, but Robinson was the 6th seed with 53.6 seeding points, and Bailey was the 11th seed. So it would be a pretty reasonable upset here. And the winner, guess what they get as a prize, gentlemen? Fleischer in a bow. Gift for winning. You play, a really amazing team as your.
Well, to be fair, there are no soft draws at this point.
Very, very good point, and that's why this is such a great event. Every match is a good match, even now and from now until the end. It's just
this board looks pretty exciting, and East-West
5
bid
clubs.
Up to 5 clubs. It took 12 tricks on the. Be rather
King
friendly
Jack
live than North-South cards. It's not at all clear to me that you should be getting to 5 clubs. If I'm West, I'm bidding 3 spades here over 3 diamonds. That 6-card spade suit, I just don't want to leave it on the shelf.
That doesn't seem unreasonable in my book here. How do you stay silent with this hand, and do you really want to be doubling with a 6-card spade suit?
But does East bid over that? I mean, I could see he's just going 3 spades all swish. Unless 3 spades is forcing.
No, I suspect. Look, we can see the hands. Again, we were talking about this yesterday. It's so hard to be objective when you can see the hands, right? Yeah. I think from East's point of view, if partner has the king of clubs and a double-ten heart, you can make 4 hearts. You're going to cross to a club, you could take a heart finesse, you lose a spade, a diamond, and a heart. So it's be quite tempting to make a bid like 4 clubs and try to get the heart preference from partner.
And now partner has the option of just popping that into 5 with their ace doubleton of diamonds and stiff heart.
Yeah.
And when partner bids, it wouldn't be shocking actually for West to just bid 4 spades over 4 clubs, because he could play those spades opposite shortness.
So he's just going to see
now
a reopen.
It's likely he's just going to bid 4 clubs just because
he's
the auction
definitely going to refuse to reopen with this sort of shape, right?
We hope so.
King Jack 10 9 8 6 and 6-4. It's a lot to pass with.
Oh, he's done it. Yep.
There it is.
Well, now West's just got to bid 5 clubs.
Right, partners bid a heart and 4 clubs without anything from you, and you
partners
have a
bid the 4-level red by themselves, and I have 4-card support and an ace and a stiff. I'm worried about 6 more than not making 5.
You might think your spades are bad, but the rest of your hand is just like
I'm bidding 4 hearts over it, to be honest. I have a great hand for clubs.
You
mean 4 diamonds? You think?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. I'm bidding 4 diamonds.
Yeah. Sorry, 4 hearts would be
4 hearts would be
a little
bad.
Confusing.
Although on this hand you make it, but I think you make it.
It is a friendly lay of the cards in all respects, right?
You have 1 entry to dummy though, so you have to lose a club, a heart, and a spade. So you can make it as long as you choose to take one.
So assuming RT bids 5 clubs and then there's a diamond lead, declarer wins, he would have new issues to work through, and he probably goes heart ace, heart rough.
I was just going to say heart ace rough.
Club to the queen.
Yep, spade.
Heart rough.
Or heart rough.
No, the spades is,
spades
rate to build 1 trick.
Yeah.
You need to build a lot of
No,
I think the
you
play
have to
goes,
set
what?
apart.
Did
Sorry.
he just pass again? He just passed 4 clubs? Or she
West
just passed
past
four
four
clubs?
clubs.
That's,
Well, this is going to be a swing back to Robinson, and we got ourselves a ball game again, gentlemen.
I guess so. I guess we're going to keep it tight going into the
Yeah.
late boards.
All right. All right.
I am shocked. My partner bid 4 clubs red on white by themselves, and I have that hand. I would not be.
I'm guessing
happy
3 diamonds
with
was
that.
mixed-ish, right? There was an alert there. So was there any speck of information that they might have been thinking about here? If I can just find my cursor, thank you. Yeah, it's just the mixed variety.
This will try Josh's patience a little bit. I don't think he's a big fan of his partners underbidding red games.
All right, so they've finished at the other table. All the results in the book there, and we will go back and sweat any other action. It looks like everything is.
We have 3 boards after this one.
Yep.
So
Distant.
can we let's have a quick look at the scores? I suppose that will spoil.
The scores are irrelevant everywhere else but here, it looks like.
All right. Okay.
So we are in the only match that's probably going to matter at all. Everything else is, 40 plus with only a couple boards left.
Okay.
Yep. We've been getting very lucky on the stream, folks. If you've noticed on Twitch and YouTube, we've been picking the right match. Not that this was a hard pick. This was the closest one, but a lot of action.
The challenge for East West here. Sorry, Rob, to cut you.
No, go please.
They've had two disasters. Letting through 3 no trumps, and now missing this vulnerable game, and they don't realize some of the good scores they've had, like defeating 3 no trump and making 6 hearts.
Do you think there's recency bias at the bridge table in these sorts of respects also? Like you have a couple bad hands and you might tilt a little bit without remembering that, hey, maybe this set isn't a loss.
I've seen it. I've seen that recency bias in action. It's hard to get away from it.
Yeah.
It's this
an
human
emotional
condition
game.
that affects all us damn humans.
That's why Bob Hammond's the best. He can
Yeah.
maintain an even keel.
East West just need to keep their composure and, not try to.
Yes. So for people who are wondering why North is bidding Stamen rather than transferring, which is actually going to get East a chance to double.
Right.
A lot of players use this treatment where you can bid Stamen, and then if partner bids 2 diamonds or 2 hearts, you bid 2 spades. And that shows the light, shapely spade invite that was mostly interested in game only if partner had 4 spades in response to Stamen. But it was also interested in game if partner has 3 with like a good primed out hand, a good hand for spades.
You would think it's an unfortunate. You would think it's an unfortunate bid, but the club lead is actually not going to be too terrible for them either. But they're probably going to play spades, as you said. They're going to make this 2 spade bid after 2 hearts here. However, he'll probably pass this, right?
Yeah, South will pass 2 spades, and then they'll get to the right spot. I
mean just passing 2
right?
clubs, passing 2 clubs to get the redouble, and then they'll have this discussion again here.
Well, I think North is going to bid 2 spades, and that'll end it because
showing the same sort of hand.
That's going to be a very good result for North South because the defense can take 2 clubs and 2 hearts and 2 spades, maybe at least 1 spade. 2 spades might not even make 4 spades. How did 4 spades only go down 1? I guess they led passively. Declarer was able to shake some things on the diamonds, shake some hearts on the queen jack of diamonds. Must have been what happened.
There, and there's the 2 spades.
They got to spades by South, so they might have just gotten a passive diamond lead.
I can tell you in a second.
Transfer option. It went 1 no, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 2 no, 3 spades, 4 spades is my prediction. Because I know how normal people bid, even if I can't do it myself. And then West led a diamond because that's the normal lead from that hand, and that declare went diamond, 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 pitching both the hearts. As West roughed. And then the defense took 2 clubs, a spade, and the
in fact,
the
diamond lead was the culprit, and there you have it. Easy. Did
I get the auction right too?
The auction was exactly right. Yeah, the same auction you discussed. But honestly, you showed.
I promised I wasn't going to get anything right.
You did well here, and honestly, Michael, you give a very nice way to differentiate between those 2 types of ways to invite in this this way is going to certainly work out better for north-south. And that is
it may break even if it goes club club and East divines the heart shift, or if East shifts to a heart trick 2. They actually, the defense might take 6 tricks.
That's true. They get 2 clubs, 2 hearts, and maybe 2 spades.
That would be weird to push 4 spades down 1 with 2 spades down 1.
I suspect declarer will get spades right. Let's say you look at a double dummy defense.
It's a hard shift to a heart, though.
Heart switch.
Yeah,
second heart, second club, rough over rough.
West should be giving the wrong count in clubs, though. West should be giving odd count in clubs, and I believe they play standard count, because the last time someone played high, maybe it was when the Jack of Hearts was led against 3-0. Josh played low from 9-8-7. I thought that was standard count, but that I may be screwing up their signals. But if you certainly like to, I don't want partner to play a 3rd round of clubs if I have West. I want partner to play a heart. So I am not showing an even number of clubs if I'm West.
Well, this could also become an ethical problem, as if East switches the Jack of Hearts out of tempo, which he sort of has to if West's hearts have Ace, Queen, 10, Tripleton.
Yeah. Here comes a diamond.
Oh, no, he switched to a diamond. So that situation will not occur.
Yeah.
Well, now developers can make this quite easily.
Declarer's probably just going to play Ace, King of Spades and then start taking some pitches.
I have a pretty good crowd for our last push here. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget questions, comments in there. Thanks for all the information from. I think we have a good crew of statisticians in the chat. Who, if some of you should come on and do some view graph also. That would be fun. And there is getting in the spades right. I think right now.
No, I think he's just going to play the ace.
Because now he's got.
Yeah.
Now he has a way out. Essentially, he doesn't need to guess spades correctly.
Playing low is
dangerous.
Very risky because he could lose this spade and now 2 hearts and a club and an overruff. Whereas if you put the ace of spades up, all you need is for the second diamond to hold, and then you guarantee your contract.
Yeah, and it's David. He's it's not a match point situation. We don't need it.
I think it's Steve. Unless he judges from the tempo of the play that West considered splitting their spades, but from a purely technical point of view, I think ace of spades is a.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It's a clear play here.
His bridge instincts are fighting his table feel. He knows as a bridge player the bridge plays the ace of spades, but he really, really wants to put in the 9 because that's what his table feel is telling him.
I forgot to. Is this who are screen mates? Northeast and West South, right? In the digital world, they keep it the same like that. Okay. Nicely done. Just gonna get to shake no matter what here, and it's see you later. They'll get their 2 spades. Well, there it is. King of clubs, 2 spades. That is another swing back towards Robinson. The match gets
240
closer.
Makes this like a 2-imp match or something.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a tie, don't tell us in the chat if there's a tie. Well, let us figure it out ourselves.
Wow.
Because we are about 30 minutes behind. So
exciting.
Amazing.
So we're now in one non-vulnerable under trick is separating them after.
These are the worst matches are the ones that you can look back on and say, well, I could have taken this trick and won the match. Or
178 boards in.
Yeah, 2 difference.
2 over tricks.
After scoring 500 almost, 492 imps as 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, I want to view it like, well, there was no place I could have picked up 2 amps. You ever play with the teammate who goes like,
I was perfect. I was
it was like some
amazing.
KO match, and they're like, "Well, I was perfect." It's like, yeah, I'm not playing with you
I don't.
again.
I was just gonna say I don't like playing with them again after that, unless it's one of you gentlemen, obviously.
It, back when I was a kid, there were two different people we played with, who
Right.
each had that result, had that attitude, like I'm not making any mistakes, and we thought it would be just hilarious if we paired them up.
That's
We
perfect.
put them at the same table with each other and see what would happen if neither one of them ever made a mistake.
So this is just gonna go steam, and they might play four hearts or four spades, right?
Well,
Likely four
unless
hearts.
South bids three diamonds, in which case West has to make a takeout double. Um,
Understood.
but after two diamonds, two no trump pass. West, while they only have 7 points,
Here's our
South
game.
has bid three
Yeah,
diamonds.
Well,
seems
yeah,
pretty
now
normal.
it's easy for West to double. It wasn't 100% clear what West should do over 2-0 pass.
Right.
West knows exactly what to do over 2-0 3 diamonds. This has a very nice hand with both majors. They may just bid four diamonds.
Well,
Not very good siding.
It's funny how bridge changes. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, let's just say 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, when it wouldn't be so clear that the double of three diamonds is takeout. But today, even
Yeah.
beginners would play
So
the double
automatic.
of three diamonds as takeout. And Josh has with four hearts, which should make in comfort, losing a diamond and two clubs, with the queen of spades falling doubleton.
And there's only one way to play spades on this hand, so he's.
Yeah, I suppose he doesn't know the spades falling, so he might try to build a deep club trick for some spade discards, but that also works out just
Right.
in time.
Which makes four hearts a better contract than four spades, because four hearts happens to have a way to get rid of spade losers, which
Right, whereas
hearts do it for
spades you
trumps.
must find that queen dog.
Yes, it's really hard to get rid of trump losers.
Right.
They tend to not go anywhere.
Save for the revoke play, you can't really do it.
I mean, if Declare decides to finesse the eight of clubs because they're convinced they have a spade loser, that will work.
Right.
Which may happen. Like, they can't really cash the ace king of spades first before finessing it.
Yeah, they have to kind of make a choice at some point of what's their better path. Sartaj, you were ready there.
I'm not really ready. I'm talking. I shouldn't really think before I talk.
I love it.
But the natural play feels like to win the heart and lead a diamond up. That feels natural. It doesn't work so well on the hand.
I'm not sure. I feel like I want to win the second heart and dummy and play a club towards my 10.
Okay, well,
But,
you're in tune with Josh.
You're in the
That's
Josh
good.
head a little bit deeper here.
The question is whether David just wins the king of clubs and fires one back,
He's done very well.
or if he panics and cashes the ace of diamonds.
He's inferred from the trump lead, the lack of diamond lead, that the diamond ace is offside. The club honors are now split, so everything is coming together.
He's just going to continue his
for
plan of
Josh.
attacking trumps. So I think he's going to win this one in his hand.
And lead a second club, you think?
I think he may
There
draw
it
the
is.
last. I thought he was going to draw the last trump, then play cash the ace king of spades, figuring it. He'd knocked out one of the ace king of clubs on his left, the other was on his right. And if the spade queen didn't drop, then it would be safe to take a finesse with the club 8 into the hand that likely has a double to the spade, which would be a reasonable thing to do. But maybe
So to
that's
play
maybe
the
I'm coming up with that
queen-
line because I've seen all the hands.
Well, here's the he's certainly taking his time with this decision here because he can't necessarily expect.
I think he's playing the 8 of clubs. That trump lead is highly indicative of a spade card on my left, even though it's not there. I can see it's not there, but I think he's playing the club 8.
So, wait a second. Let's think about this. If you play the queen and it loses to the ace, and they play diamond, diamond, you're going to pull the last trump. You're going to cash the jack of clubs, pitching a diamond,
Right.
and you're basically playing for the queen of spades to be doubleton, correct?
Correct.
Even if the 9 of clubs comes down short, you still need the queen of clubs doubleton, queen of spades doubleton.
Yeah.
The ace
And
of
if you
diamonds
play-
could be onside.
There it is. Winner. It didn't, as we can tell, it didn't matter because he would have to fall. But this is definitely the winning play for
This is
not taking any
certainly especially when now North doesn't return a trump. So looks like North is 6-3-2-2. So is he going to go for the hero play of pitching two spades?
But you might as well pitch a
That
spade
would
on this trick. That can't cost.
Sure.
pitch two spades, cash the ace king of diamond, cash the ace king of spades,
And then you're loving
cross to a heart, and rough the spades out.
Here's the ace of spades.
No, he hasn't taken the other pitch because it's.
I think he's going to cash the other spade here. I think he knows spades are 3-2.
And now he's going to see if he's getting lucky.
Look, it's very nicely played. His point is now he's going to cross to a heart, shake a spade, rough a spade, and make even
spade dropped.
Yeah.
Even if the queen of spades was not Doubleton, he would have made
so
his contract. So nicely played by Josh.
Yeah.
J Don, sorry, no one really calls him Josh today.
J Don is the.
Well, he's like a rapper now or something.
Someone told me that he tells amazing jokes. It was Mitch earlier today.
Someone who hasn't met him, apparently.
Thank you, Michael. I said the same thing. I'm like, Josh can be a funny guy, but I've never heard a good joke come out of his mouth. But Mitch must have a funny sense of humor.
Do North-South have to bid and make a slam here to win? Otherwise, Bailey win?
This is the last board.
This is the last board, and it is a 2.
See a result from the other room that North-South have bid 4 spades and made 11 tricks.
This looks pretty simple, guys. 1
no,
4 hearts, 4 spades.
Cards. And 6 clubs is actually a pretty good contract.
No way. They're playing 4 spades.
But yeah, partner open to no trump. I mean, if South transferred to spades and splintered with 4 diamonds, they'd have a chance at getting to 6 clubs. But I don't really think that North with 14 high card points can do anything other than 4 spades.
6 clubs is actually bad though because of the club suit now, right? You can't make 6 spades.
Well, the bad club break makes it a lot worse.
Right. Double probably some long suit here.
Worth sharing with our audience South's thought process. South would be thinking, if I transfer to spades and splinter in diamonds, what sort of hand do I need to make slam? You need ace of spades, king, queen of hearts, ace, king of clubs, and that is 16 points.
Which is within the range.
Ace of spades, king, queen of hearts, ace, king of clubs. That's 16 points, and that's a lot to ask for. If you make a splinter slam try, you want your slam to be making opposite partners minimum.
Oh, and you want it to be after a way wider range of those hands, like you're saying. Yes, you want a wide range of success. Here, did you see this, gentlemen? It says 4 major, 5+ minor. So Josh is
why he's gotten active in a situation where I don't think it's not like they're going to go for 800 2 diamonds.
Yeah, they don't know what the heck is happening.
I mean, South's just going to bid 4 hearts, Texas, and end it here.
That's what it seems like to me. It's just going to go 1 no 4 hearts 4 spades, and see what the result is.
And given they're missing the ace of trumps, the odds of them making all 13 tricks with spades as trump, which would let them win the match with over tricks, seems low to me. It requires an early revoke, which is hard to do with the tablets. I don't think you can.
Of course, as with all this, I mean, we don't know anything about. We can usually see director calls, honestly, on these tablets and things that may be in doubt. But these results are unofficial, obviously, until we kind of figure out everything that's happened. But right now, this is the score of the match.
Seems they are playing systems on over the double since he's South's bid 2 hearts.
So is he going to show a little bit of interest in?
Huge fan of this. It's going to be 2 hearts past 2 spades. Assuming 2 hearts is a transfer to spades and is read correctly, I assume it's going to go 2 spades, 4 spades.
Yeah.
I think Berkowitz and Garner have a long-term partnership.
Just showing some sort of mild interest in if partner has the right hand, which...
Well, if they can redouble 2 hearts, they're going to make it, I think. And that could be the match.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not. But it is a path to victory.
I like the idea, though. That would be an interesting ending to this one, but...
2 hearts redouble. Jack of diamonds, ace. What do you do? You play spade to the king. Ace. Diamond rough.
Rough a diamond.
They do now.
Rough at
I'm
times.
torturing you
Yes.
guys by suggesting a ridiculous contract.
It's not happening.
I apologize.
Well, like it's not so clear you're even going to make that. They're going to get Trump control. One, two, three.
Just
It's
can't get
funny.
it.
Both players have kind of specced out. I mean, I guess West saw East double, so the double makes more sense for them of two
Yeah.
hearts. But
Yeah.
Josh
West is
definitely-
trying to compete to three hearts, in case
right, just in
partner has
case.
hearts and a minor, so
Yeah,
which
you're
is
right,
quite
right.
reasonable.
because partner's technically showing a long minor and 4 majors, so why not see what's dancing here?
I wonder if North's past implies only a doubles and spade.
So that will put off South
Bid
from
four
any
spades
thoughts about
by
slam.
South.
Yeah.
All right, who gets
Maybe
Fleischer?
South will
gentlemen?
just bid 4 hearts, make sure North bids 4 spades, protect a potential. Well, no, I mean, if partner has the queen of hearts, you may want to declare it from the south so that protect yourself from West leading a heart away from the king. Like, if this is a 4-4 heart fit for East West, which if East double is to believe and West double is to be believed that East West are 4-4 in hearts,
Spades.
that leaves partner with 2-2 in the majors.
There it is. And he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, why should I let partner declare it when I can?
You gave me a chance, partner. It's your fault.
Jadon has to pass. He did it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. I've got to head off. I've got a train trip in front of me.
Well-
And just for our audience, I've just printed off Jeff's Imperious Rules of Bridge. I'm going to be studying them, and you should too.
All
There's
right.
a lot of good knowledge in there.
And
Put
the
them on
link,
bulletin board
Thanks,
of your
Rob.
local club.
the link is in the chat to everybody. Sartaj, thank you so much for joining. Good luck in your tournament.
And with all our
I'm
mentions
sure you
of
will
Jeff
do well.
Goldsmith, I will once again flash the bottle of whiskey that I grabbed off of Jeff's bar at his wake.
Oh, okay, great.
Took home with me.
And that those links are in there as well, and you can get a good evaluation of your hand through that. And it looks like this is going to be a really hard fought victory for Bailey. Michael, what can I sign you up for tomorrow night? Same bat time. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
Sounds great.
Rondo. I might not be the one hosting, but there'll be somebody capable behind the mic here.
As long as it's someone intelligent and handsome, I'll be
Well, I
fine.
mean, you only got you got none of those tonight, so yeah, you might as well. You deserve some extra for your next broadcast, my friend. And I honestly, I would love to hear your other friends. I mean, the more the merrier. The more people talking about bridge, the happier I am. So this is just such a good event to be looking at, and whoever's got eyes on it is doing a good job.
This is going to be. There going to be some lost sleep.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick up an amp. He's making 12 tricks on the sand.
So it's literally going to be 246,
One
247.
amp.
Yeah.
And
I'd rather lose by 40.
I have played in the team
There it
trials,
is.
and when we've lost in style. I have not lost sleep because it was like, all right, well, we lost this
Yeah.
match by 110.
We could have lost by 90 if I got this one right.
Exactly. You're like, we were a little unlucky. They bid this grand on 2 finesses, and they were both on side, and that
Yeah.
really should have been, 15 to us instead of 15 to them. That was 30.
Well,
so we only lost by 80.
The
And so-
best part of the bridge world, though, is we kind of all have been in this situation. You feel great for Bailey. What a really good upset and a really hard fought victory. But for the Robinson team, you just feel gutted. And I wish you guys the best. And Michael, this has been a pleasure to talk to you. And I'm glad we got to see some good bridge tonight and a really close match. So.
And thank you for hosting, and USBF and Love Bridge for all of what they're doing here. And
Yeah.
I will see you all tomorrow night then.
You got it, bud. I will talk to you then, and we'll see the rest of you for our quarterfinal matches, which will start tomorrow and be 2 days long as well. So lots of bridge ahead. We'll see you next time for it, folks. Take care. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow.